everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green yesterday. In this video, we're going to recap the trading action from our trading room from January the 5th, Friday. So let's talk a little bit about what we were expecting and what we've seen in pre-market. And here at Trend Catalyst Traders, we don't do a whole lot of the expecting as we're going into the market open. We try to stay as open-minded as possible, but we always have a thought of where the market may go. So this is the daily chart without yesterday's candle. And you can clearly see here that we have been moving lower coming into the new year, which is what we were expecting. We were expecting a pullback coming into the year. Well, to be perfectly honest, we were expecting the market to hold in a little better and not see the pullback into at least the second week of January, and we opened up and started to pull. But it's not a real big surprise. A lot of stuff sitting on all-time highs. The market's has been very strong coming into the new year. And in the middle, so we have had, looks like 5 down days here. And in the middle, we did get a high close candle, but still initially heading lower. And you can possibly see a small shoulder trying to form here, and this could possibly be a small head. So if anything, if we do pop, we're just expecting more of a softer pop and a rollback over. We were we were hoping to see rotation in the small cap coming into this year, but they have definitely not been holding up either. So, and it does look like, because we do try to follow market sentiment, and as of now, the Trader's Almanac has not been very good to us. We're hoping to see that improve, but looks like the Santa rally did fail, and we are watching the first 5 trading days in January, and so far, that's not going very well either. The first 4 days, down days, we'll see what we get on Monday. I'm guessing that would be the 5th day. So some of the stuff we knew coming into market open was we had some job numbers at 8:30 coming out. We had ISM at 10. We had a Fed speaker, Logan, at 11:15. I believe it was Bullard at 1:30. We did end up getting another one speaking in the afternoon as well, which give us some catalyst. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're kind of like that hunter waiting for the prize to walk out in front of us, and a lot of times those catalysts can give us some extremely good moves, and we're going to cover some of those moves here today on the 1 and the 5 minute chart. So at market open, we like to check, and like I say, we're not doing a whole lot of predicting here coming into the markets because we're really trying to stay open-minded. But looking at the SPX flow that had come in pre-market and one VIX call, the market flow was actually bullish coming into market open. So let's go ahead and go. This is a daily chart, so we're going to go ahead and go to our 1 minute chart to start, and we're going to try our best to cover the 1 and 5. Unfortunately, we can't do it as well as we can throughout the trading day because I'm able to have the stream to 1 and 5 all at the same time while I'm talking about it so members can see that. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to track on because we're using TradingView. I trade off Webull, but I do not have the ability to use the Webull or the replay here on TradingView to cover the 1 and 5 at the same time. So we're going to have to switch back and forth. And here on the 1 minute chart, you can see this green line is the 5. I don't normally watch the 5 on the 1. Do watch the 5 on all the higher time frames, especially the 5. The 5 on the 5 is very important, but we do watch the 5. Added with the moving averages up throughout the higher time frames, all the way up daily, weekly, monthly, but just don't like it on the 1, and I have my personal reasons. I do think some of our members are still using it on the 1, and that's fine. This is all about personal preference. I personally do not, and because there's a reason for it that I've explained. We just don't have time for that here. So our first candle, our first 1 minute candle, let's slow this down a little bit. Our first 1 minute candle here. So our first 1 minute candle was trying to move lower. The 9 was still holding support at this time. We were able to get a decent look at the breadth, and the breadth chart at market open actually opened up, gapped up a little bit, and held. Was not a huge move like normally there's a huge move up or down right at market open, and was holding pretty flat, which was really nice. We had gotten a nice push off those job numbers, and we know when we push up like that there's a chance we're going to see a little bit of profit taken, even if it's only just a couple candles before going higher. Remember, scalps only in that first 5 minutes. If you're going to trade that first 5 minutes, we do not recommend you trading that first 5 minutes at all. And I'm not saying I never take a scalp in there, but it is very unusual for me to even jump in that first 5 minutes. But that's all personal preference. That first 5 minutes is a struggle with the market, and the market needs that first 5 minutes to kind of figure out what it wants to do. Remember, Your second 5-minute candle, taking out your first 5-minute candle in either direction, is a sign of strength for that direction. So first candle here, breath coming in at this time for the first 2 minutes was very flat, which was nice. Market flow come in, started off, we got one call, and then immediately we picked up several 5 puts, and one of those puts was a $1.2 million order on the SPY, and then we went right back to a decent run of call flow coming in, and market did hold over 50% bullish for a while before, we did turn bearish into the end of the day on the flow. So our second candle, we're still trying to be patient here. Second candle's trying to move lower. As we can see, we just got to close below the 9 and 20 on the 1. Now, at this time, I can't go to the 5-minute chart yet. Well, let's go ahead and, no, because if I go to the 5-minute chart, it's going to give us that full 5-minute candle, and we don't want to see that yet. So coming in the next candle, we had a lot of moving averages below us on the higher time frame, so we had plenty of support. We lost a 9 and 20 there, but we had plenty of support. And now I do want to point out the MACD here is red, but you can see the shape of this moving average. So we're trying to get the pattern that we call the goose head is possibly forming here. And at this point, this is nothing more than a flag, because your pre-market data is clearly showing you that you are in an uptrend. And a flag is nothing more than a pullback into the prevailing trend. Shape does not matter. I'm sorry for the traders out there that want to argue that it does. The shape does not matter on a flag. So let's go see what the next candle gives us. So we are flagging back in. There is a sign of bullishness here, and we do have a series of higher lows using our pre-market data. So this is a bull flag, even though we got a couple down candles there. A lot of people were probably trying to go short on that, but we still had plenty of support below us on higher time frames that we were being patient to wait till we cleared. Next candle right there. Close above, which gives you an H buy pattern. This is your, looks like a lowercase h upside down. Now that's not the biggest, what I would like to call leg here, or the best leg, because it's not super steep like we would like to see, but it's pretty simple. Close above starts the stair step higher. Now let's go to the 5-minute time frame and see what we have here. So back to the 5-minute time frame, strong 5-minute candle closing over that 200. I do want to turn this 5 on for a second. The 5 is right there, so you can see this candle pulling back into the 5 on the 5 and held that 5 on the 5. The 5 on the 5 is a huge level, and you can catch a lot of pullbacks into that area. Go back to the 1-minute time frame, see what we get here. Candle giving nice follow through to the upside. Nice clean move there. Next candle. All right, so right now we are outside of the Bollinger Bands. Right now, scalpers are taking advantage of Bollinger Band support. I know a lot of people don't talk about this, but here at Trend Catalyst Traders, over my period of trading, I have learned how to trade these breakout scalps only up here, please. But you can use these levels for support levels to help you take trades. See what the next candle gives us. We did get a close above on that candle, trying to hold in long-legged doji. The 5 is on the way up on the 1. We're going to go ahead and turn that back off. The 9 is also on the way up. We are still holding this Bollinger Band. Now, at this point, would like to see a flag back in, just due to the long-legged doji up there, just showing a little bit of indecision or weakness. So at this point, I would prefer just to go ahead, give me my flag back in, and look for a move higher. That does not have to happen. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame really quick. So you can see right here, right now, your first 5-minute candle has opened up, tried to go higher, and was playing with the 200 on the 5, trying to hold that for support. At this point in time, it's actually below the 200 on the 5. So really quick, the 5 on the 5 is coming up nicely, moving very well. The speed of your moving averages, that makes a big difference with when to trade and when not to trade. We'll try to do something to cover that. Better explanation. It's kind of hard to cover here. All right, so coming back in here, and nice push back up, nice close back above that 200 on the 5. So let's go back into our 1-minute time frame. Well, let's turn this 5 back on really quick. You can see right there, this 5 moved up while that candle had closed. This candle pulled right back into the 5 on the 5 and was able to push higher. So at this point in time, I want to go back to the 1 minute time frame. See what we have here. You can see the little goose head pushing higher, coming back. 9's already starting to try to turn up. We got to close above. Will we be able to push here? I'm only interested in anything I take right now is just looking for a scalp up to this range high. That range high has to be cleared. So you conservative traders could care less what's happened here because you're not looking to enter your trade until it clears that area. Scalpers, you're looking for a possible scalp up into the target area, but not looking to trade past that area until we break that area. Let's see what we get. No follow through on this candle, no trade. See what we get. Next candle, and boom, target hit for the scalpers. We got to close above. Can we start a trending trade here and go higher? Looking for follow through on that candle. We want to see the 9 turning up here. Following price up. Need to see the 9 constantly following price. We need, at this point, we're looking to take out this area right here to go higher. Feeling like a little bit of struggling. All right, so we're going to go into our 5-minute time frame here. So pushing up, trying to go higher, and we're pulling back. We lost the 9 and the 20 on the 1. So let's go into our 5-minute time frame. Let's get this 5 on and see where we are, how we look. So right now, this candle, very evening starish, but it is still holding the 5 on the 5. So below this 5 on the 5, we can be, well, we got the 200 here and the 9 on the way. So below the 5 on the 5, we can start to think possibly short because we do have an evening star there. But we still have plenty of support down here. So we're not really looking for any kind of trending trade in this area to the downside at all yet. Remember, one of the biggest things about trading is just making sure that you have room to move. I mean, that's really all we're looking for is areas, especially being options traders. We don't need dollars moves. We only need short moves with our short-term options. We're not looking for 700% trades here. We're just looking to lock in smaller gains throughout the day. You know, 50, 75%, 100%, 30%. Locking in gains like that constantly throughout the day adds up quickly. And a lot of times at the end of the day, you know, locking in profits on a daily basis really is the way to go. So on the 5, you can see we're still holding that 5. So let's go back into the 1 and opening up below the 9 and 20, as we just said, but we know we have plenty of support down there on the 5, so we're not really trying to go short, even though you can possibly see a shoulder, possible head. So this could try to put in a lower high at this point and go lower. That is also very tower topish, which is a candle pattern. Tower top, tower bottom. You're looking for nothing more than a strong candle going in, squared off price action, and a strong candle going out. A nice candle going in, not the best candle going out, but I could definitely use the blended candle method there if needed. If this was to break lower and I had to find a reason to go short here, that would be pretty simple. But either way, you know, we still have to break lower before we do that, and we know we have plenty of support on that 5. And you can see right there. All right, so let's talk about this trade. So nice reversal back up. As this candle was trying to push up, you can see all your short-term moving averages turning up there, which is a really big deal. You want your short-term moving averages following your candle at all times. A very strong push here. You can see we lost the 5 on the 5, come back, tested the 9 on the 5, and went higher. The entry on this trade was clearing that range high. When we cleared that range high is when you should have been looking to go long. Let's go back to the 1 right here. Clearing this area right here was your entry to the upside for a scalp. Outside of the Bollinger Bands, see what this next candle gives us. Can we hold the Bollinger Bands? So we're on the 1-minute chart. We need to turn the 5 off. See what the next candle gives us. Holding the Bollinger Band. You see how that candle come back, tested that Bollinger Band, and went higher. I believe I got a piece of that candle. Continue to go higher. Nice follow through on that candle. Another nice scalp. Or could have been a 3-candle, 4-candle scalp there if you took your entry crossing this area. Or even, like for me, I would have traded across that area, but wanting to see how those bands set up. So this would have been a nice trade going back up through the bands and pushing higher there. And I know a lot of people, when I say this, it's like, oh my God, how can you trade that? That is so extended. It's actually not as bad if you get comfortable and you study. So basically what I've done is study the breakouts to learn how to trade them. And right now this is beautiful. I mean, you have Bollinger Bands open up in both directions. That's what you want to see. When you have a Bollinger Band drifting in one direction is a big difference than Bollinger Bands opening up in both directions. Because the Bollinger Bands is a tool to study your volatility. It lets you know when volatility is coming into the stock. And they don't know which direction price action is getting ready to go. That's why they open up in both directions. When they're just drifting around, it's not that really strong of a signal. We need to see those open up, preferably contract and open, but we don't always get as nice of a contraction before the openings. But it's a big deal to see your Bollinger Bands open up on the one in both directions. That's a sign of continued follow through. You can see the MACD here looks great. Look at the size of your histogram bars. Bright green, big deal. Have your histogram bars set for 2 different colors, please. Bigger than this move down here where we pushed up, so that's a telling sign. Look at your moving averages, how they're opening up. Now we're coming into the 470.01, so this area is, for your trending trader, conservative trader, you're not looking to enter here at this point. You're looking for a pullback. The scalpers, we're looking for a move up at least to the 470.01 in this area. See if we can get some kind of flag, and boom, target just got hit, pulling back. So now your conservative trader is waiting for a flag. Preferably, we wanted to take that level out and pull back a flag, and that's where you're looking to take your conservative entry. Your scalpers, you've got some really nice trades up there. And you can see this candle, the second 5-minute candle, is already letting us know that we closed above that area. On the 5 with the next candle, we weren't quite there yet on the 1-minute chart. The 5 on the 5 is coming up, starting to get a little extended up there on the 5. So that's just telling us that a pullback coming. And like I say, in this situation, when we do approach these levels, we do calm down at these levels and we let price action set up. Now, I'm not saying there can't be a scalp above, but we're not looking to take any trending type trades here at all because we are too extended for that. Now, there's plenty of money to be made with the scalpers. I know people don't realize that. So many people out here don't realize how much money is actually involved in stacking up those small wins, even if you have a small account. I know. You feel like you need a swing trade. I promise you, you don't. Promise you, you don't. I promise you, you'll make more money by doing this. And that's a promise that I know I can keep. All right, nice close above up here. 1-minute chart looks great. We got to get this 9 up here. Your second candle. So the 1-minute candle closing, that's confirmation. Your second candle, even though it pushed up and pulled back, still a good, decent close up above that area. But we're not looking for any real trades up here at all. No trending trades until that 9 on that 1 gets above that area. If that 9 on that 1 does not cross 470.01, there is no long trade to be had there. That's a fact. We have to be patient enough to wait for the proper setup. All right, trying to come back in, test that 9. Nice close above. Looking like a possible move here for a scalp up to around the top of that Bollinger Band at the most. No trending trade yet. That 9 is not up there. You can see the angle of the 9 before we even get there. We have a pattern that we watch in the moving averages called the goose head. You can already see that it's probably going to do that, which means it's going to pull back, roll that 9 over, if that 9 can even cross that level. So it's just telling us right now that scalp's only up here. And you can see that candle right there went for a quick push and come right back. 9 still holding in. At this point, we need to see that 9 get up there. And this is why we're waiting on that 9. This nice close below that 9 right there. Close back below the 470.01. That's the exact reason why you have, I mean, come on, guys, it's discipline. Waiting a few minutes, seconds sometimes, or a few minutes can increase the probabilities of you winning your trade. Stop FOMOing into these trades, please. Stay tactical, please. As of now, on the 5-minute chart, looking like a set of what I like to call pipe tops. Tweezer tops, the definition is a little bit different. King or queen candles, there's several different ways you can look at it. Either way, it's looking bearish. Let's get this 5 on. Possible move back down to the 5. Not looking for anything further than that. If we do take any kind of scalps here, let's go back to the 1. Close below that 5-minute candle. Just kind of put us a little bit ahead of where we are. I wish I could cover both time frames at the exact same time. Would be great because that 5-minute candle puts us a little below where we are. Just kind of gives us an idea of where it wants to go. Next candle opened up, respected the candle line, pushed higher. And you can see that 9 turning into your price, but never crossed. And this candle closing below. So right now, your 20 could be a target for a pullback. Second candle trying to close below. This one right here breaking below the 20 on the 1. So let's go back into our 5-minute time frame here. Second candle. So your pipe tops confirmed with follow through candle closing down here. Let's get this 5 back on. That body of that 5-minute candle is still holding that 5 on the 5. So we need to be extremely careful trying to go short until we clear some moving averages. One thing that we do know that we can bounce off of that 5 on that 5. Let's go back to the 1-minute time frame really quick. So this is something that I like to do. Anytime I get angled price action like that, that looks like a flag, I like to draw this line like this. Right now, this candle pattern right here is called a falling 1. This is one of our candle patterns that we have put together off a candle pattern called a falling 3. So please don't get mad at me when you go looking in the book and you can't find it. This is one of Tranquilus Trader's patterns that we have kind of adapted from a different pattern, but the follow through on these patterns works. I mean, it really works. Doesn't always, there's no certainty in the market. This is a very decent pattern that we take scalps off from constantly throughout the day. And as you can see, confirming down there, see if we can continue lower. Bear flagging, we need 9 to get down there. See how we handle that. And you can see right here, as we were pushing up, I'm a little slow on this. I'm a little slow anyway, so there's your bear flag. You can see how it bear flagging back up, close below. We did manage to close below that wick, which is another big deal. So we could be seeing further downside here. Go back into the 5. You can already see that's kind of showing us right now. We're a little ahead on that. Let's go back into the 1. We shouldn't have went there. See what the next candle gives us. Will we get that follow through to the downside? Coming back for a retest. Patterns getting busted up, and unfortunately that happens sometimes. One thing I want to talk about, so you got confirmation on that bear flag, but the next thing that you need, and this is just old Gino trying to put together the best probability setups possible, your confirmation candle needs to be taken out. We opened up and respected that candle line and went higher. We never did break lower. Now, I do realize that a lot of people are sitting here, and when you see me talk about this, it's like, man, you got to be so fast. You got to be, to get it. That's one of the things that you need to work on is your speed of being a trader. I mean, trade execution is the most important thing that every trader needs to work on. If you can't execute the trade, there's no need to learn anything else. If you cannot execute your trade, you can have knowledge about the stock market and never be able to do anything with it. Please work on your trade execution. Without that, you'll never be a trader, at least never be a good one. All right, got your 9 here, trying to go higher, and another big rejection. So this area is already chopping here, trying to break back down. It looks like a drowning goose trying to set up. So possible downside, not interested in anything short until we break below this area. It's going to look like an M pattern now. To me, double top, lower high, higher, it doesn't matter. M pattern's an M pattern, and it makes it a lot easier for me to call this stuff out instead of being super tactical or technical all day long with all the callouts that we're doing. The group understands what I mean when I say M pattern. This level needs to be cleared to go down there. There could be a possible short setting up here down to this level. Now we do have to break that level to continue lower, but it could be a scalp down to that level. Let's see what the next candle gives us. Trying to close right there. So right now this is the target. You can see this little bear flag, this candle coming back up. This is actually a perfect setup. So this candle opened up, respected the candle line, pushed back into your 9. So retested your short-term moving average and broke lower. At this point, we need to move this flag because that's failed. We tried to take that out and it failed and come back in. So we are still watching this trend line. Does not mean this trend line is going to do anything for us, but we are still watching it. Right now, the target is this area. We're not looking to trade below that big red candle until this price action breaks below that big red candle. Even if it does, you can see the 50 on the 1 on the way up. Next candle. Coming back up, looking to test that. Respected that candle line, no follow through on that, no test of that level. Still watching that trend line. We break that trend line. We're looking for longs and to, of course, take out the 470.01 area. Next candle, trying to get follow through, pushing higher, struggling with that trend line, just closed above it, trying to come back in. Want to see your 9. 9 needs to be following your short-term moving averages, need to be following your price higher. Struggling with 470.01, and this is really the 470 level. To be honest, I couldn't get 470 on Webull, so I settled for 470.01. Now, these levels are given out before market open. Actually, these levels have been on the charts for a long time, some longer than others. Some of these lines, like this particular line, has been on the chart for 2 years now. And we've been making money on this level for 2 years now. So all those traders out there who keep, erasing their lines every day and putting new lines on and talking about how they like to keep their charts clean, or just adding a lot of extra work when we've been able to have levels work so well for over 2 years. There's no need to keep putting and redrawing. They keep cutting. I know that's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but I promise you, put these levels on your chart and you will see what I'm talking about when we get back in this area, and price action will stop and visit your level when we're in this area. All right, so looking for a close above the 470.01 at this point in time. No trades until it crosses that level. If we do not get a candle close above this level, then there is no trade to be had. So let's put a, just to keep track of this, it's not a level that will be staying. You can see that this candle right here actually closed above. Now that's actually starting your stair step higher. Now, I know that's a little hard to imagine here when you next candle just broke back down and there was no entry there to the long side yet. Even though it closed below, what do we have to wait for? The candle to take out the confirmation candle. That's your confirmation candle. Nothing has took this candle out. And actually, we actually gapped down a little bit. So that's that little bit of a gap down right there, just letting you know this candle was getting ready to pull back at the time that it closed. This gap down was that pullback in progress. When this candle opens up, comes right back, touches the 470.01, breaking the 470.01, coming in search of the 9. You can see a series of higher lows. So we're putting a higher low, we put in a higher high. Right now we are just looking for the pullback to put in some kind of higher low and to see if we can continue higher, trending higher. It's choppy with a lot of backfill. Still some trades to be had in here, but at this point, the market, the strikes are not moving the greatest until we get some actual range on the candles. So still looking, we did get a low close candle here, but technically this is still a higher low. Until we break the trend, we are still in an uptrend. This is just a downside of the uptrend. So we have to be careful quickly wanting to go short when we're just following a trend here. And close back above, signaling we're going to go higher, another higher low, and we're going higher, barely, but it is a higher low, and we did put in a higher high. Price waves are really tight in this area. Trying to break back down. Will we put in another higher low, or will we try to break down and go lower here? Very choppy, a lot of backfill, tight price action waves. We're looking for bigger waves with more room to make money easier. So trying to get back above that level. All right, right now, close above. So once again, backfill, and backfill shouldn't be surprisingly at this point. Green candle, backfill. This did get followed through, but green candle, backfill. Red candle, backfill. So that should not be a surprise. We have to wait on the confirmation candle that confirmed back up above and back up above the previous range high, which is right here. We have to get follow through on that confirmation candle before we can go long. Plus, this is a bearish harami, so we're expecting backfill. See where we pull back at. Will we continue the higher high on this downside? Right there, it looks like we're breaking the trend right here. So this is possible birth of a new trend. We just put in a new low. So what are we going to do here is very important on the trend. Trying to move lower, get a little spinning top, still closing right at that 50. I don't want to go to the 5 yet. Still hanging out here All right, so right now this is a what's called a contraction pattern. So we're bear flagging with a contraction pattern. We have put in a new low. The 9 is coming down. Contractions can break either way. Contraction, expansion, trend. See what we get. That is a new low, so we're expecting something nice strong candle back to the upside. So we put in a new low. It's very important to see where the new high is, to see where the trend's going to change. And I want to point out that at this point, we were coming into a Fed speaker. So at 11:15, we had a Fed speaker on the day. So we were kind of sitting on our hands at this point just to see what we get. This is a candle pattern called a tower bottom using the blended candle method. Got a strong candle coming into it, strong candle going out. So this could provide more upside. We do know we are seeing the birth of a new trend at this point. So we need to see where this high is going to be put in at. Will we see follow through off this candle? Nice push. Still no close above. We're looking for a close above for a trending trade. Range high. Got to close above your range high. Next candle, kind of hanging out here, hanging out above the 470.17. I do want to take that 470.17 level down now because we drew that. The 470.01 is the main level on the chart. Coming back in a little bit, trying to hang out. Still got to close above. If it does close above this area, you could look for a pop-up into that range high, but you can see that level right there needs to be cleared. You can see your moving averages. Right now, once again, it's bull flagging, but does look like a lower high. So we put in a new low, so far a lower high, which means we're looking to possibly trend down. That is a big clue of where the market wants to go. You can see your trend change there. And like I say, at this point, Logan is starting to speak, which is a Fed speaker. 9 is on the way up. This candle broke lower. Now, this is a trade that I really want to talk about. This is called a tower top. Strong candle going in, squared off price action, strong candle coming down. So for me, I took this trade right here. This turned out to be a very nice trade. We had a Fed speaker coming in. I do have a tower top. Right now, my target, looking for confirmation on this candle, which means I just need my next candle to move below. This is my target. Now, this is a powerful candle pattern. We could blow through the target, but my target is my target. And you can see, able to get follow through big candle. We blew through the target. I was able to get a really nice trade here. Caught almost the bottom. This was a $105 candle on SPX. For me, I trade 100 contracts at a time, but a $105 candle right there for any trader that was at the money. And of course, different strikes move differently, but any trader with any size account trading whatever strike could have just made great money there. Now, we did see the buyers trying to come back in at the very tail end of this candle. And I also want to point out, well, let's go to the 5. So right here, we're actually coming into the VWAP, and I do not have the VWAP on this chart, and I should have it on. Not going to worry about that, but the VWAP is right here in this area as well. So on the 5-minute chart, you're looking like an M pattern. So we did get to close below. So M pattern / double top. We're expecting a move down here, expecting follow through to the downside. I want to turn the 5 on really quick. You can see we broke below the 5. The 5 and the 9 are turning down. The 20 is trying to change character. We did get that close below right there on the 5-minute time frame. So will we see continued downside on this move? Let's go in back to the 1-minute time frame and turn the 5 off on the 1. See if we can try to do a wick play there, continue downside. You can see right here, this candle pattern is called a falling 1. So that needs confirmation on that candle pattern. Right now, strong candle back up to the upside. We need to see the 9 get down here at this point and looking for a flag type move. Right now, that's all we're looking for is a bear flag type move. We are not looking to trade above that 9. We're not looking to go long until we clear that 9. Now, obviously, scalps up to that daily or that 1-minute 9. No further, no trades above that 9 until we get settled down. And you can see why right here, struggling. Close below, H-cell pattern triggered, suggesting more downside. Your moving average or your Bollinger Bands here are also suggesting more downside. So this candle closed below, and backfill. So this area is getting really, really tough to trade. Back up to the 9 for rejection. Need to clear this area. This is when we start to see these struggles. This is simply when we just draw a box. I mean, we don't have to make it any harder than that. If I can figure out, remember where the box is. It's here. Yes. So I'm not interested. I'm going to draw the box. I am not interested in taking any trade to the long side till it clears that candle line to the upside, till it clears this wick down here to the downside. So as of right now, just hanging out, letting it trade in the box. Remember, anytime you have a trading range, and that's all this is a trading range, you can take trades because certain trading ranges, patterns are trading ranges. Certain trading ranges you can get great trades on. So within the trading range, you can make really good money, but we're not trying to trade outside of that trading range until price action confirms outside of that box. And you can see all the wicks up here. You don't want to go long, you don't want to go short until you get a candle to close outside of that box. Now you can trade within that box, but not outside of that box. We want to be patient and wait for the proper setup. Strong down candle. Right there, getting the close below. So this is still signaling more downside. Bands are leading lower. I want to go into the 5-minute chart and cover up because this video is getting really long. So we want to cover a little bit more room here on the 5. You can see we got a close on the 5-minute candle outside of the 5 as well. That's also giving us a falling 1. That candle is trying to confirm. That candle right there did confirm outside. So that's signaling more downside and we're moving lower here. We do want to get our 5 on since we're looking at the 5-minute time frame, respecting the 5 nicely and breaking lower again. Nice move down coming in. Looks like another contraction pattern below the 200 resistance. The 5 is on the way down on the 5. Let's go back to the 1-minute time frame here. All right, so we are trying to put in an H-sell pattern, no trade short, even though bands are suggesting more downside. Seeing a little bit of green in that MACD, trying to change character. Could we possibly get a drowning goose there and roll over? No trade here. Only looking for a move down to the range low. Cannot look to trade below that range low until we move and get confirmation below that range low. See what we get here. No trade below that range low. We're not looking to trade below that area. Trade down to it, but not below that area until we cross that level. Looking like another small, you can see right here, another little teeny H-cell pattern breaking below. That just confirmed below that, suggesting more downside. But what do we see here? Bands pinching in. So at this point, we just need to sit back and wait. This candle also gapped up. We just need to be patient, sit back and wait for a bear flag type move to go lower. Do got a bullish Harami, or will we break higher? But the bands are pinching in, letting us know we need to be a little patient here. We actually got a small goose head there forming in the MACD, some green little pinch there, some green coming back into the histogram. So a place of indecision, that candle closing below should send us lower. We got to break below that candle. We would like to see the bands open up. Got to close below that area. Close below, start your staircase lower. Close above, start your staircase higher, or your stair step higher or lower. Right now, trying to move lower. Not the best momentum in this action, but we did get a move lower, and right here we did get a reversal signal. This is a bullish Harami. Just turned into 3 green crows to the upside. Let's go check on the 5. You can see a small bullish Harami, or I'm sorry, a small bullish engulfing candle right here that did close back above the daily, or the 5-minute 5. Got your 5-minute 9 up there, still resistant. So to go higher, this area up here needs to be broke. You can see this candle line here come up here testing that 200. This whole area needs to be cleared. We want to be above that 200 on that 5 before we even consider going long with any kind of conservative trade. Now, scalpers, right here, you could have got a very nice confirmation above this 5, which we need to turn that off because that's not supposed to be on the 1-minute time frame. Nice. This candle actually took us up above the 9, so crossing above that 9 for a trade up to that 20 and catching some of that follow through, definitely possible. Not looking to trade past this area right here. You got to respect that candle line. Did close over this one, so getting a move up into that candle line is certainly possible, but not looking to trade over that area at all until we actually cross over that area. You can kind of see shoulder, looks like it may be forming a head. So, and it doesn't have to be, and everybody looks at this stuff like it has to be perfect in textbook, but it doesn't. You're looking for nothing more than some kind of lower high. If it is, this does come up to this area, if you're looking for a reversal, most likely going to come up, test this area, and then pull back and put, I'm sorry, not a lower high, a higher low before going higher. So that's what we're looking for, would be a higher low if it does continue, if it, we're looking to cross that area, and that's why we needed to cross that area, because it can definitely pull back like it's trying to do here and put in a higher low before going higher. Got to cross this area to go long, watch it up into that area. Nine's coming higher. I personally, I'm a conservative trader. I'm even a conservative scalper. I'm just looking for areas. Please understand this. I'm just looking for areas for that candle to move. It just got to move. That's it. So I can make money on that candle without a whole lot of resistance around it. I want that candle to have room to get stretched out, so IV and stuff like that will come into it. That momentum can come into it. They can move the candle a little easier. You can already see shoulder, like we talked about, head. There's your lower high right there. So this could be, could be. Obviously, I know now what it is and what it's not, but in the trading day, while we're trading, we don't know that. So this could be some kind of little head and shoulders type move. Like I said, guys, stop thinking about everything's got to be so textbook. Please, you're just looking for a higher low to go higher. Trending price action, all basic price action, dealing with a basic trend. Got that candle there, still rejection at the 50, so it could still be forming a shoulder. Let's move that just like that. Still watching this, see if we can come into this area. Trying to test that area, closed above, coming back for some backfill. Right, we talked about this earlier. Backfill, there's no surprise getting backfill. We've seen it several times a day, so seeing backfill on that candle, that shouldn't be any surprise to anyone. Trying to test this area, and it's struggling here. Struggling, another close above, and backfill again. Right, so we've got an up candle. Now let's stop for a minute. I know we're getting a little long here, but let's talk about this pattern. This is a downward sloping head and shoulders pattern. So when you're dealing with a downward sloping head and shoulders pattern or an upward sloping head and shoulders, it's important. So we do need to move this neckline as well, because that confirmation candle, we always need to take out the confirmation candle. But when you're dealing with a downward sloping head and shoulders or an upward sloping head and shoulders, Bukowski does suggest not to worry about the neckline, but you got to worry about this horizontal support. So you need to take out this armpit more than the neckline before we're worried about going higher. And you can clearly see your trading range here, and this can definitely still go either way. As of now, I do know that it failed. That's why we're going to continue to talk about the failing of this. But I do know that this failed and moved lower. But either way, you know entry until you take out your armpit on the highest point of your downward sloping head and shoulders. And since this is a trading range, very tight, no short trade until it breaks below that. And if you do grab a short trade, it's only down to this area until that range low is cleared. Clearing the range low is where your conservative trader is looking to enter. You clear your range low, and if you clear your range low, then you're looking for a flag. Scalpers, like I say, breaking below this area, range low is your target. Bands are opened up very nicely here. Trying to move in right there, target hit, was able to move below it. So there was no upside entry there, even though we did confirm above the neckline. And I didn't mention this, but we didn't take out that. But either way, even if we were just playing by the basic rules, the confirmation candle was never taken out. So there was never no long trade there. Moving lower, right now, you can see breaking out of the bands, trying to get a little bit of range on it. I want to go to the 5 here. Like I say, we're getting a little long, and we never spend as much time on the 5 as we need to. I wish I could have both charts up at the same time like I do in the trading room. This makes a lot more sense. Let's get this 5 on. So you can see the close below right here. See what we get. There's another pattern that's going to form leading into the end of the day that's really important. So we're trying to speed some things up until we get there. Still seeing further downside. 466.25 could be in play here. We did not touch it. We do know that now. So this come down, started your downtrend. This give you a bullish or bullish engulfing candle on the 5. It's not technically because it did gap up a little bit. Bullish Marubozu candle, strong push higher. Now this candle just closed up above this range. Still got to take out this candle line right here, and looks like we did close above that. Let's go look at the 1 minute chart really quickly. We're going to come back to the 5. You can see this nice reversal. So we did come down, we broke lower, we put in this starting to look like a shoulder and a head down here. And at this point, you got a shoulder and a head. You're only looking for a higher low. And in this case, it was this candle coming down, trying to come into that 9. We seen the 9 turned up. Would have been a great to watch this on the 1-minute chart for this breakout. But that, and it's not a head and shoulders. That we're not trying to say that's an inverted head and shoulders, but like I say, we can see our head. Basic price action. You can see your low, push up to put in a higher low, move down to put in a low. So right here, you can see strong move up. The question is, where is your high going to be? In this case, it did put in a lower high, looking like it's going to continue the downtrend. And this candle pulled back right here. So this was your new low candle right there, which continued higher, which was totally setting a whole new trend. So that's the birth of a new trend right here. You got a low, got your lower low, got a higher low right there. This is the birth of your new trend, shooting higher. Let's go back to the 5-minute time frame, because this move doesn't last too terribly long. It does set up with another pattern that we do want to talk about before we finish this video. All right, so right now the target is the 50. See what we get. The 50 on the 5 is the target. Nice push up. You can see how that candle pulled back, turn red, and then flashed up. Perfect entry there off the 5. Great MACD coming in here. Right now, like I say, the 50 was the target. We need to see those bands open up to go any higher. But let's talk about this breakout on this. We got the close above, starting to stair step higher. You can see that little blue trend line there that we drew on the 1-minute time frame. As we always say, respect your moving averages, because you can see how that 200 lines right up with it perfectly. Respect your moving averages. And a lot of times, a lot of these lines I personally don't have to draw because I respect my moving averages. It's still good to draw your lines, but if you're respecting your moving average on these lower time frames, looking for these moves, then it can be extremely helpful. And once again, we are working with trending traders and scalping traders, and traders trying to do both. I'm personally more on the scalping end now, but at this point we are at the 50. I do want to go to the 1 because we're getting ready to form a pattern here. In this case, you got a nice buy pattern confirmation on this candle right here. Could give you a nice scalp up to that 200. Was able to close up above. We do have a great MACD forming here. I want to speed this up a little bit because we are like 45 minutes in, and I do, like I say, I want to talk about this pattern that's coming up. So let's turn this 5 off on the 1 also. So we can see right there, struggling at the 200, breaking back down. So we are getting some struggle in this area. Speed this up a little more really quickly. So nice push up here, going higher. You can see this nice little breakout, this candle closing above, which could give you a nice breakout here. Really pretty little flag play for another candle, but backfill, not surprised. You can also, at this point, you can see the gap between, and then with this candle coming back down, you can see that 9 rolling over. So telling us if it does want to go higher, it may do the goose head thing. Breaking below this level, could look for a short opportunity, possibly. And breaking below that level, there's your short opportunity. Got to watch your 200. Was able to break that and move lower. So right now we're looking for a bear flag type move. All right, so we flagged back up to the 9. That was the target there as we were heading back up. We were able to reclaim this 9, trying to hold it, seeing a pin bar. So that's possible sign of reversal. What we need to see right now is this 9 turning up. We need to see price action going higher and that 9 turning up. We are trying to form a pattern here. And it is not perfect. So you can see we are getting a nice contraction pattern, looking like a downward sloping head and shoulders. And I want to talk about this because this provided a great move at the end of the day. And I know there's going to be people watching this that's going to be like, oh, textbook this, textbook that. Guys, this is all basic price action. If you don't want to think it's inverted head and shoulders, I'll find another reason for you. Just give me a second. So many different ways to trade this. All right, so H cell pattern right there. You look at it like that. I mean, I don't care how you see it, as long as you see something. To me, it's a downward sloping inverted head and shoulders. But you can see your H cell pattern. You can see your lower high breaking below this range. That's downtrend. This candle right here, you're outside of your BBs. This one's trying to come back in. That's doing nothing more but in search of the breakout area and your short-term moving average. And you can see it right there, 9 catching up and breaking lower. Now, on the way down here, I just want to point out that your range low, when we're breaking out, your range low are your targets. You can see your areas where it was trying to come back and retest. Now, this head and shoulders worked very nicely. I wish they all worked this nice. You can see an inverted head and shoulders can be a very bastard pattern to trade, just being honest there. If you understand how they trade, you can make really good money with them. They give some great opportunities. It's just a simple understanding of the way that they trade. So this right here was your target. So we need to see what happens. Target has been hit here. Right now we're looking for this 9 to either roll over, go lower. We need to close below that area, or we got to get back above that 9 to try to go higher. And we're getting right into the end of the day here. In this case right here, we were able to close up above, come back retesting, but you can see your big struggles in this area. And breaking down a little more right here, we got to close below, which should have been signaling a move lower. And right at the end of the day, they come in, started FOMOing. I'm guessing that they were FOMOing at the end of the day to run the market back up. I am extremely apologetic that we did have to rush through this very end here. It's just this video is getting very, very long. This is just about the longest one that I've done. I sure hope you guys find this helpful. And please remember, the key to trading is discipline. No matter what your strategy or what your style is, I promise you, applying proper discipline, we can get you making more money. Have a great day, and I'll see you, as always, in the trading room.